My life is hard to live, and I never ever have a good time.
Enjoy your clams, cocksuckers.
That's the clams talking. You know anything about clams? The press finds out about these bad clams.
That's a bad clam, all right. Clam.
All right, everybody, what's up?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, dude. Talk.
Talking.
He's talking. Can you hear you? Yeah, unfortunately. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Clam Cakes episode something or other. I'm Jared, dude, but you know it by now.
Should I be like this?
You can be however you want, dude. This is the new us where the bottom of your pants look like a marshmallow. If it just had
Cool.
the smiley face.
These are cult of originality. You can't do epic shit with basic people. I don't know what's happening to me.
Dude, what are you? Joe is becoming this like ASAP Rocky.
Hype thread beast, boy.
He's like thread beast boy. Dude, I got so much phlegm in my throat, it's coming out my dick.
I have an idea.
What is it? Because this is gonna probably be a shorter episode because we got two friends coming. I was supposed to be here earlier, but I was gonna take my
it's not your
car,
fault.
and then
I'm always late. It's okay.
and then Sam was like, "No, I'm working late. I'm late." And I was like, "Okay." And then, dude, I did the thing. I was coming here. There was a lot of traffic, and I was like, "Let me go down the side street." Of course, the side street doesn't lead to the street that I need to go down.
It didn't pay off.
It did not pay off at all. So it was just an overall horrible time. But heady topper because everyone's like, "Oh,
Why
dude,"
do you keep saying that?
because I didn't tell the
that's
podcast.
the bear. I didn't know what you meant.
You thought I was getting, like, head?
No, I thought like head. Yeah, head top. I thought it was like you were just using
Yo,
a
I was
slang term.
getting heady top from this chicken head.
Damn.
No, I got heady topper because everyone goes, "Oh, dude, you gotta what did you think when I was like, yeah, everyone talks about heady topper."
And you said $20, and I was like,
You had no more questions?
I mean, honestly, dude, no.
That's a good deal then.
I just figured you got a deal on some.
No, it's beer, but everyone's like, dude, you gotta go and get it, and you gotta have this one, and
Let me taste it.
I got it. It tastes like beer. I
I
think
fucking hate that.
I don't mind. I think the thing is for 8%, it's
mine.
like, all right, I've been, no, I'd be coughing.
I don't care.
Okay.
I'd be not caring.
That's pungent. Is there rum in there?
Añejo tequila.
This guy is turning
This is
into
muddled sweet lemon, blackberry, Añejo tequila with ocean water from Sonic.
with what?
Ocean water?
I thought you said opium water. I
No.
was like, what?
Yeah. Welcome.
This guy, you're turning into like Salt Bay meets like ASAP Rocky. That's a compliment. Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
But
I'll take it.
But yeah, so this is gonna be a little shorter one because we got people coming over.
Yep.
We can still start with how you doing. How am I doing?
You go
how
first.
we doing? I'm doing. I'm doing okay. Last week I was pretty sick, and then this week all the mucus is like coming out, and it's just fucking percolating around my friggin' tonsils or whatever, my throat. I don't think I used percolating correctly, but that's okay.
This is a percolator. You did use it correctly.
Hell yeah, I use it correctly, and so that's good. But it just keeps like pooling, and then I'm like, I gotta cough, and then I cough, and then I keep coughing. So a lot of coughing. But I've been feeling better. The only bad thing is Sam's brother did die, which is not great. But you know her
What color? And what?
What?
He died what?
I don't get it. Oh,
Yeah. I was just trying to make a quick joke about a dead person, and
yeah, that was a quick one.
Yeah, sorry. It's because we have people coming over.
Yeah, you get the bad ones out now. But yeah, it's very sad. But he had several palsies.
Dude, that's good. That's a good one.
But
She's not gonna watch it.
no one's. Someone will watch it. I'm gonna be positive. But it's the sister came, and we had a nice. When the family gets together, it's nice, and I like her family.
Yeah.
So that wasn't bad. But yeah, anyways, I've just been sick, getting over sickness. Sam's brother died. That's that's how I'm doing.
Jeez.
How are you
Alright.
doing?
I'm doing very well, or fine. Honestly, I don't know. Yeah.
You're doing fine to very well.
I mean, I was taking a lot of ecstasy before, so I feel like after like that, like I stopped doing that. Like it kind of like nothing's as exciting anymore, and I feel like I just want to die all the time.
When you go on a little bender, it takes you a little bit to like snap back to
Yeah, it
reality,
takes me
right?
out of it. Yeah.
You're like, oh shit.
But I mean, I'm keeping my head down. I'm trying to do shit. Like right now,
Keep your
I'm
head up.
lacing. Yeah. Well,
No, I know
keep
what you
my
mean.
head down while it's up. Keep my head down and my head's up.
Yeah, heads up and
Heads
it's
up.
down. Ah!
What else did I fucking do? All right, I did a bunch of weed stuff. So today is December 1st, which means that weed is legal in Rhode Island. So the dispensaries are all open and shit. And I'm really not sure what that means for my little business, but I'm pretty sure I need to like there has to be some sort of like FDA thing that I have to go through to sell like.
Oh, you're
edibles.
gonna try to do it for real?
Yeah, the whole time I've been trying to do it for real. I just like the legalization was what was stopping me.
Huh. I wonder if it's like, if it's because you're selling a small amount, you don't have to.
No, it's not. It's nothing like that anymore. It's not. Weed is not illegal anymore.
You
Same
can
thing as
sell it.
alcohol. Yeah.
You
No,
can't.
you can't sell it.
Yeah.
You can't sell it, but you can have it. You can do stuff with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the actually, so you're right. So the selling part, I think, is FDA. I don't know. Gina Raimundo's fucking husband was like he owned mad dispensary, so he was trying to like stop this whole legislation and shit. So I think there was a lot of unnecessary red tape beforehand. So I'm really not
Well,
sure.
it's Rhode
how it's gonna
Island,
work
you
right
know?
now. Yeah, it's Rhode Island. But I mean, dude, I'm making.
You make it hand over dick.
I'm not. I'm making not money.
Make
I
sure
am.
the squiggly part is like facing your lippies.
Sorry.
You can push these in. See these? Push these in and you can twist it. Nope.
Thank you.
Twist. Okay.
I did it. So yeah, so I mean, I'm making a lot of stuff. So like right now, like I've been trying to do like concentrates, and right here,
What are you concentrating on?
making weed. So
Nice.
right here, this is my main thing that I'm working on. This is sugar, weed sugar. Now weed absorbs,
Wait,
you know,
what
sugar
was
absorbs weed, but I told you not really well. So I had to like kind of go the back way and make a concentrate, and then put it into the butter, and then put the butter into the sugar. And then I cooked it back up to a high crack or a hard crack. And then now I could just granulate this, and now this is like very strong weed sugar. I put a teaspoon of this in my hot chocolate, and it's fire every night.
And it's so funny because it's very like natural, like organic.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Your gummy was perfect. It was great.
thank you.
Fantastic.
Ew.
And because I was like, this probably this shit ain't gonna do nothing, you know. But it did do something.
I gave you the.
You gave me a
what-
dinosaur.
Okay.
And you gave me it was like a a brown cube.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I think they both were. They
The same
both pretty
shit.
much did the same.
Yeah. Were they? How many? The brown cube was 2 colors. Were they both 2 colors?
The dinosaur was definitely green and white.
Okay. Because I have 2-tone ones now, that are half.
I think you said you made like a creamsicle type deal. Might have been.
Yeah, it was like
that
a
might have been what
peach
you gave me.
cream and a grape. Yeah.
I think that's what you gave me. It was good, dude.
Yeah.
It
Good
was
shit.
good.
Good shit. The lollipops are really good. Those are really good. And I just made cupcakes that are really good too. But yeah, I've been fucking good. Can you see all the stuff in this drawer?
Probably not. No.
Good, cool. There's nothing bad in there. But I've been doing, yeah, it's been fire. I'm making hash and doing stuff, and it's been fire. Doing a lot of stuff, making stuff. I'm fucking sweating in this.
Really?
Yeah. It's because I'm nervous.
Oh, Joe, it's okay, dude. I got something. I have a question, dude.
Go
okay.
ahead.
So we went to. Oh!
Jared.
Oh, sorry. You have...
Jesus. Stop doing it.
We went to Twin Oaks. It's not good. Twin Oaks is not good.
It's definitely overrated.
I got the veal parm.
Oh, yeah.
It's fine. It's just
Wouldn't have gone
so fried. It's just
Yeah,
like
bro.
whatever. I don't understand it.
I don't like veal parm because like the whole point of veal is like it's so nice, and I feel like
It's definitely
frying
very
is, like,
tender.
a cover up.
Exactly. It's like it doesn't matter. You could have just given me the breading and sauce.
But you're a breading and sauce guy.
I'm a breading and sauce guy. I'm a meat and potatoes guy, you know? But anyway, so, like, I was thinking, like, if I'm like, Twin Oaks sucks, someone's going to be like, no, they don't suck. You just have to get the right thing. But is that what constitutes a good restaurant?
No, a good no.
Like,
the
is
fact
it
that
if a
there's even a hunt involved?
That's
the fact that they
okay.
have so many fucking things on their menu that you have to find something good.
That's my
That
question.
means that there's something bad.
If a restaurant has one good thing, does that make them a good restaurant?
Yeah, I mean, think of Juan's Chicken and Rice.
That just No. I mean, they have a whole menu, and everything on their menu kind of sucks, but they have one good thing. That makes them a good restaurant.
No, it makes the cook good at one thing. Because a good restaurant is the ambiance. It's a bunch of
Okay.
shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because that's why Twin Oaks is like still alive. Because it's like a fun ambiance, and of course everyone's like, the way we did it is the way we do it is the way we're always gonna
dude,
do
the
it.
ambiance there is probably the worst part. I fucking hate it.
You don't
in
think
there.
it was nice when you, Andy, and I went to?
That was nice. That was nice. We got seated in like a similar. It might have been the same spot, but the way, like I don't know, wherever we was to leave to go to the bathroom was like a bottleneck, and there were these two tables, and it was like a big party of like old Italian idiots. And when I'd go to
You have to be more specific.
I can't. But when I'd go to go to the bathroom, they would push their chairs together to try to be funny and like pretend to have a conversation, and it was so fucking
God.
annoying, dude. And this guy had like 2 teeth, and he's screaming, and I'm like, I fucking hate it in here, and it's dirty and dark, and I hate it.
I mean,
Marquette's is better.
Listen, Marquette's, fucking Twin Oaks, even like
Marquette's isn't even great, but it's definitely better.
I can't say the last one I want to say, but fucking
12 acres?
No, a lot of places in Rhode Island, I think, are like, hey, how you doing? Places like, oh, this been here forever. I used to know Uncle Tony when he was only Auntie Edwards, and like everyone wants to be fucking. Oh, this is hot. Like, no, dude. Get a gastronomist in here. Get a
gastronomist
Get a
in
dude
here.
that's making ice cream out of fucking hydrogen peroxide or whatever the fuck.
Oh my god, I gotta get my jacket to. Oh, they had like a holiday. Actually, I think I remember it. They were like, "Did you see my Snapchat?" It was like, "Come for our holiday dinner."
Oh, yeah.
It's like a parody thing. It was like, "Baby, it's cold inside." Yeah, it was like 8 crazy days. I wanted to fucking shoot myself in the dick.
Jesus Christ, dude.
I just hate it.
I mean, I don't think it's. I think you could take the it out. I think you just hate. hate.
You know what? Yeah,
hate.
I do hate.
I hate you. I hate everything about you. I hope everything in the world bad happens to
actually-
you and only you.
Something came up and I hated it so much, and I wanted to bring it up on the podcast, and
Oh,
I
you
forgot.
forgot.
I forgot what it was. It was like the way someone said something, and I was like, I'm gonna kill myself.
You got anything written down on that fucking book of yours?
Yeah. So, anyways, dangana, we're going through this quick. So that was my is a restaurant good if they have one thing on the menu debate, and the jury's in. No, they're not good. They have to be overall good. And
No, I think that like the mad restaurants have just gigantic menus for no fucking reason.
exactly, yeah. If you do 2
Look
things
at me.
good,
I did it again. I went.
if you do 2 things good, do the 2 things. Don't put braised beef ravioli on your fucking menu and it tastes like dog food and it looks like wet diarrhea. Anyways, Joe tasked me. Hold on, I gotta check my texties here. Okay. Joe tasked.
Can I just say, look at this fucking thing?
Is that necessary?
No. Look how long this banger
I
is.
it looks like a bottle, like
I
a
know.
nipple.
Like, look how long this fucking banger is for no reason.
I have a question. When you said you double cuffed me,
Yeah.
did you you thought I was gonna know what you meant?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't.
A double cuff. All right. For the listeners at home, you know what cuff means.
No, cuff your neck. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I have to pay you to cuff my neck.
No, fucking. All right, Jared. I gave Jared some eggs, right? And Jared couldn't. Jared was like,
I was like, I'll have the money. You know, I have the money for eggs, but
yeah, but not this.
not
many
right
eggs.
now. Yeah,
He's like, so I'll pay you later. I was like, no problem.
I usually do a half, and then I do a half when I get paid.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, no problem, and that's a cuff. So the
I didn't.
cuff-
I didn't know there was an upcharge for a cuff though.
But think about what the upcharge was. The upcharge was just a forced purchase. It wasn't like I got more money for the same thing. I just told you had to buy an edible.
Eggable.
Eggable. So Jared owes me for.
Oh,
the
that's all. Okay, all right.
Jared owes me for the eggs.
That's why you're always like, I'll do this and a thing for that. I'll do an egg and a deviled egg for.
Yes.
Didn't know that. You
Yeah.
fucking these nickel and diamond.
I'm not nickel and diamond, dude, but like the whole. First of all, if the fact that you're getting cuffed, not the normal price, but the the friend price for the eggs,
Honestly, you're my. You should be giving me free eggs, dude.
dude. Maybe if you didn't eat fucking
I know.
ounce of
I don't eat the
eggs.
eggs. Sam
Well, maybe
eats the
whoever
eggs.
you're hanging out with is eating a lot of eggs, dude.
I was the other day. I was like, Sam, if you're gonna eat all these eggs, you gotta have the money for the eggs beforehand.
No.
You gotta give me the money for the eggs.
And then she's like, buddy, you don't know how many omelets I did make.
Yeah, I was like, oh fuck.
Oh, this is the first fire.
But yeah, anyways. Sorry, I gotta. Okay. Anyways, Joe tasked me with watching
Oh, yeah.
Ancient Apocalypse.
Yes.
Now, what's. Oh. This is what the notes are. All right. So, the guy's. If you're not familiar, the guy's name is Graham Hancock. And he's been on Joe Rogan. And I believe Bill Nye the Science Guy has, like, debated him and been like, yo, you're a bitch, homie. But, I mean, what does Bill Nye know? You know? Anyways, so I did a little research about him and about the first episode of Ancient Apocalypse. Oh, before we get started, what's your take on it?
I mean,
So it's basically let me give you
I
a
fucking believe it.
let me give you a synopsis first. So basically, Graham Hancock believes an advanced civilization existed over 12,000 years ago
Yes.
and was extinguished by an ice age. And I think in episode 1, he suggests they existed around even further back than that, around 22,000 BC. Just for a point of reference, the accepted theory is that civilization began around 4,000 and 3,000 BC. I think in Mesopotamia when they started, like when the whole agricultural boom began, and they started trading and shit, farming and trading.
That is the generally accepted theory by
Everybody,
people.
by archaeologists.
No.
Yes,
All right, continue.
that's it.
And how many episodes have you seen?
I've just seen one.
Solid. Okay, continue. How many have I seen?
Yeah, but it's about. I just wanted to give the summary first, okay?
Okay.
So, and then before we get into the episode, you're like I'm on board with this guy.
I don't believe nothing,
You don't believe
Ever.
nothing from no one.
but by the last episode, Jazz and I were watching this like my jaw was on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know the moment that it'll be the same moment for me where I was like, I couldn't explain it. I couldn't.
Yeah, he
explain-
can't either.
No. I mean, like, I couldn't explain it any other way, other than there were people here earlier than we think there were people here. And that whole agriculture thing, like, we were like basically we're all hunting and gathering, so we didn't have time to settle down. We didn't have time to think about other things. Once we had agriculture, we were able to stop and settle, and then we
Well,
were.
it was like the hunters and gatherers were like, oh wait a second, if I just fucking keep
Yeah.
a bunch of pigs over here, we can fucking
But
just.
like the idea that was the first and the necessary step to create a foundation for us to grow off of. So like don't have to move around anymore. Our life is not myopic. We're able to stop and look farther into the future and make decisions based.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Here's where he loses me in the beginning.
Okay.
When he says that there was a big ice
Cataclysm.
age. I guess I could sort of believe that maybe there was a ancient civilization did exist before that. I don't know. I'm not an archaeologist. But then when he said the big cataclysm, the big ice age, killed off almost everybody, but the few people that were left were like, bro, we gotta travel the world and we need to like tell them about like our knowledge. That's what he says. He said they spread out around the world and they like imparted their knowledge on the hunters and gatherers. And it's not, and the accepted idea is that around 3,000, 4,000 BC, civilization started kind of popping up on their own. Like everybody was sort of figuring it out around the same time, which is
Parallel
I feel like,
evolution.
yeah. But he's saying no. These like group of people got together and they were like, you know what? We're gonna spread the good word.
I think, and it made me realize that this
that just make a noise?
yeah, something did. He's gonna peep. I guess that like my skepticism of skeptics was so overarching that I didn't realize how deep it would permeate and how much it would take to get me off of that path, that thought process. Because I'm like, oh, anybody that thinks something like that is wrong. It's like a conspiracy theory. It's like whatever, whatever. Oh, like all these different civilizations have the same symbols. All these different civilizations have things that point the same way. And but if you hear the inflection that I'm saying it in and I'm saying it like this, if you just remove that and say there are hundreds of civilizations that have never met each other that reference the same symbols. There are hundreds of civilizations that have never met each other that have buildings that face the same direction towards the same
The sun.
thing. No. See, that's all right.
Okay,
so,
I'm only on the first episode.
I know. I don't want to
Only
ruin
on
it.
the first episode. Don't ruin it.
I'm not going to ruin. But the thing you said about agriculture. What I'll say to that is, do you think
This might be an
there
audio
was
only episode, by the way.
great? Do you think that there was a momentous change once what the first potato grew? Once what the first they first.
It's not a momentous change.
So
It's
what
a-
I'm saying is, they couldn't
That's
have
not how, like-
gotten that much smarter, that quicker.
No,
that-
they
that
always
quick.
had the ability. They were figuring it out. That's why.
But so what I mean is like, what about the idea that some people just liked to hunt and gather?
They didn't like to hunt and gather. They had to. This stuff came out of necessity.
It didn't. It didn't. And the idea that hunters and gatherers are these nomadic tribes is not true. Because like you said, they're following food, right? The idea of like a hunter and gatherer essentially is based on you're following a pack of animal that your life is based on. Like the buffalo, the gazelles, whatever. It's like your
But
food
doesn't it
source is moving.
Wait, it is true that they traveled in packs and they met people.
Absolutely, they would.
But doesn't that evolutionarily, it makes sense to me that they would meet other tribes, and the tribes that sort of combined and got along, they were the ones that would survive the longest. And so, like, when they traded amongst each other,
It's so funny because once you see the moment I'm talking about, you're gonna be like, "Oh, I'm a dumb French
I'm
sack of shit."
smart and I'm not even French, dude.
I'm gonna look something up right now. I'm gonna look up.
Okay.
Tiger,
But anyways-
wait, tiger grazing area or tiger hunting area, whatever.
Well, I'm just on the. I want to take this episode by episode, so maybe I'll eat my own asshole the next.
Well,
few.
listen, no, I'm saying stuff based on the first episode.
All right. Well, let me talk about the first episode. So the first episode was
Okay, so look, ready? Like a tiger, 15 to 20 square kilometers. That's like their hunting area, right? That's pretty big.
yeah.
Human beings are smarter and can exist better than a tiger. This is like you know what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is like we can traverse a larger area, but even a tiger, even a bird, even like an eagle that can like fucking over 100 miles has an area where they're looking for food. They have a nest. They have a house. They have something. These humans had a place to go back to. Even if they're hunters and gatherers, that doesn't mean they don't have a permanent residence.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Because those animals that they're chasing, they're cyclical. All this shit is cyclical. Based on
Well, did they
usually-
have a permanent residence?
Yeah, that's
I don't know.
Basically, there's a
does that
point-
even matter?
There's a point in the thing where he's like, I'm here, and we think that there's one of these, and you're like, that is insane. And then you're like, and then he's like, I'm in it right now. And you're like, what are you talking about?
Okay.
And then he's like, there's 40 of them. And you're like, what are you talking about?
Here's also the bigger question. He's like, archaeologists are scared of me. Why?
Because think of the shift, the paradigm shift.
But if you were an
That's-
archaeologist and you were like, believe this, wouldn't you want to be like, I want to be the first one to
Depends
prove
on
this?
why you became an archaeologist. Depends on everything. What I'm
What-
saying is it's not specific archaeologists. I know we'd like to think science is like that, but it's still like an institution. Like there's still like schools of thought that people don't want to get away from.
Here's the thing, though.
Because
Also,
imagine
I
all
don't
the
know
ta-
that, and you don't know that.
I do know that. Imagine if you're an archaeologist.
You know archaeologists? You've been to the archaeologist
Bro, okay,
convention?
imagine if you're an archaeologist, imagine if you're a scientist, anything, and you've published papers, dissertations, you've published findings on things that are going to be completely 180'd if you believe that this is true. You're presented with evidence that will contradict what your life is based on. And
You get talking to the squiggly.
and you're faced with the choice of, do I accept this ultimate truth, or do I and ruin my life, or do I ignore that and keep going with everything I was doing that supports the idea of me being a little
Okay.
smarty?
So that's like the old archaeologists. But what about
Yeah.
like the new generation?
The
of
new
them?
generation is making a documentary on Netflix.
The whole generation?
Bro, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh wait, why am I looking at my phone? Okay. So, anyways, I don't really.
God damn, I want to show you this one.
The only
fucking
thing I didn't right off the bat, I'm like, I don't really understand. It seems to me
All right, so
archaeologists are like, I want to discover. Like the whole point is to like, I want to be the one to like reveal this whole truth.
All
and
right.
why is he the only person?
I'll talk about. I
Who's
got
doing that?
something to talk about because it goes even closer to the truth than that. Because what archaeologists do believe is that there was an ice age,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And archaeologists believe and know that ice ages are followed by floods.
Uh-huh.
Because for an ice age to end, the ice has to melt,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And archaeologists agree that the water level rose.
Yeah.
So those everyone agrees on.
Yep.
Archaeologists agree that the water level rose 400 meters.
Uh-huh.
Bro, there's not a building in Rhode Island that's that tall.
That still doesn't prove his point, though.
So, the idea that the amount of livable land was reduced drastically
Mm-hmm.
means that there was probably shit on that land. I'm not talking about ice.
Well, maybe.
No, yes. Because there's
Well, no, there was shit. Yeah, there was stuff on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
People believe that essentially that it was a meteor, right? That killed the
Yeah, and then the smoke, the ash went into
the ash,
it was
whatever. Like, yeah.
Ooh, it's
and
cold. There's no
essentially-
sun.
Exactly. Exactly.
But then why are there why is there evidence of like dinosaurs and stuff and not these like human relics?
Because it's underneath 400 meters of water.
But the dinosaur bones aren't.
Because it's been a long motherfucking time since the dinosaurs. The parts of the dinosaurs that were buried were not buried, they were on the ground. You know what I'm saying? And then silt, erosion, everything would build on top of them. Right?
All right, so maybe you know.
And what I'm
I
saying
think
is-
you know more about.
No,
what's
well,
to
there were
come.
more dinosaurs than people at the time of these cataclysms. One we know that happened, one that could have happened or not. There
Okay,
were
so
more-
I guess if they were all congregated to one area, and that whole area is at the bottom of the ocean now, is that what you're
there
saying?
were just less people.
Okay.
Like less, like the evolution of humans is not as long as the evolution of lizards.
All right, but that's still so to me that would seem like maybe there was a civilization and then it was a complete restart.
Oh, yeah.
But that's not what he's
But
saying.
not a complete restart. He's basically saying that there were like mad smart people. He said there was an advanced civilization. Whether they were
Here's
from
my
Earth,
thing: how smart were they? They're still using fucking stones.
Okay, but that's the thing. When were they using stones? Because the Stone Age.
But if they're smart, I feel like if they're smart enough to reason, be like, hey, we got to travel the world and we need to teach people about
All right,
our.
so you know how you say civilizations like 4000 BC around there?
I don't say that.
No, I know, but no, like you're right.
I know.
Yeah. The oldest civilization around 3500 BC is Ephesus in Kuşadası, Turkey. I fucking went there to the Temple of Alexandria, and what they call
And Graham Hancock was standing there.
but and then there was a cat, and you look in its eyes, and you're like, oh, you were a pharaoh? And he's like, I was a
Very
pharaoh.
good.
I have human lips.
Yeah.
So this is like what is known as the first civilization.
You know what I'm interested? I want to bring this guy up to Rich because you know he knows about him.
Rich is
He's
definitely
gonna get
knows-
angry.
Yeah,
He's
he
gonna
is.
get mad.
But Rich knows more about me.
More about you.
than me, probably. But that's 3,500 years old, bro. When they say civilization, there's like amphitheaters here. There's like monuments. There's fucking statues.
They did like the sacrifices and stuff before civilization, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So when they say God damn! If I literally showed you,
So
this,
maybe I'm
this-
thinking of a civilization in a whole different.
That's what I mean. And thinking
Okay.
of civilization is not like the line for humanity. You know what I mean? It's like their civilization is like political political factions.
What are we
and
even
shit.
arguing about then? If that's the case,
We're basically arguing like, were these people here at this time? There's two scenes. One lesser so, one extremely, but where you're like, if I showed you these scenes, you'd be like, if this is real, if this is not a deep fake video, then this changes my mind.
it seems like maybe the outcome of this, I'd be like, well, I don't care really.
So basically, all right. So let me do a hypothetical situation that might be based in reality. Let's say there's a place at sea level today, right? And there's a place that's like
Below sea
Let's say
level.
there's a place at sea level. Let's say 15,000 years ago. So we're at sea level 15,000 years ago, and we're 400 meters up. Let's say at a slow grade, like 20 miles away, right? So at this point in time, after the ice age, whatever, everything melts, blah blah. One place that was at sea level will be underwater, and one place that's not at sea level will be at sea level, right? So, right, 20 miles is not a long length. 20 miles is not like unbelievably long for, let's say, a road.
But up and down it is.
Up and down it. No, I'm saying 400 meters is the elevation. I'm saying like 20 miles away.
Oh,
there's a
yeah,
place
yeah.
that's like this. You know what I'm saying? So they're like this, and then after the ice age, the water goes up. One place is 400 meters under the water. One place is at sea level.
Mm-hmm.
This place, if it was civilized, let's say there was a road leading one place to the other, and there's still remains of it here 15,000 years ago, right? If you go to the town that is now at sea level, there will be a road that just leads into the water.
Yeah. What are the what is in the zeitgeist? What do they say?
There is that.
Yeah, but what do they say it is? Or they say
That's
I don't
right there,
know.
That's that
Here's
question,
this is what I read.
That's the archaeologist question part where people are saying like that's where they disagree, because if they're like that road goes into the water, that means there's another town under the fucking water.
Well, this is okay. I think this is part of what I read. The archaeologists, some of those things, I think they were like, I don't know, and he was like, no, I do know. And they're like, but what you're saying isn't. You're not proving it.
He hasn't proved
You're,
it
You
yet.
just have a theory,
Yeah,
but
he
you're
hasn't proved it yet.
presenting it like it's true, which is the problem.
He does have he has a theory on why.
Which actually, I have that. So in episode 1, they talk about gun pandan.
Yeah.
Gannan pandan.
Yeah.
They made
Gory.
Gannan pandan.
Oh my fucking.
So they
yeah,
they made a site, and supposedly it has
Gordo Crovy? No, that's the fucking
Gunham-
map in
Elden Ring.
Call of Duty Zombies.
Oh.
Gordo Crovy.
Anyway, so they made a site. These fucking kandan pandan guys were like, "Oh, look, dude, there's fucking hidden chambers under there."
Oh, wait a minute. And you got to the part where they found it went deep.
They didn't go, but okay. So here's the thing: they started excavating, and then there was like a new government regime, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna stop because we think we'll have like I think maybe they thought they could get more funding or something.
Yeah.
They thought they have a better chance with the new government.
Yeah.
But then they stopped, and they haven't been able to start again. But then if you look at it, there's been like people
Machines
are calling
there and shit. Like
no, but people are like calling out the way that they did it, and the chambers aren't. It's not necessarily chambers. It's just pockets
like
that,
recesses.
that they're
pockets.
saying that are chambers. But basically what the archaeology community is saying, we don't know unless we can actually excavate, and they're not letting us excavate.
So they're not
So,
gonna
but
say- I get it.
when you're presenting it as there are chambers here, that's not true.
Yeah.
We don't know yet. So like there's it seems like there's all these things that we don't know, and he's saying like
does
I
know.
do know, but you're not presenting evidence.
He's taking a leap for sure. At one point,
What I
he's
read
taking a
was
leap.
you're supposed to like you find a culture and then you relate the items to the culture. And he's doing it the opposite way.
But-
He's finding items and he's making a culture out of it.
But that's
or something like
But
that.
no, you are. I agree with that. But that's what I'm saying is like when he's carbon dating things without relation to a culture.
Right. Yeah. So they're like, maybe, but you gotta pump. You gotta pump
So,
the brakes, dude.
but the end of it, the leaps get bigger, but they're based on. I found something that is older than what you say, the oldest people that were ever here.
Yeah, and they're saying okay.
So he's proving their theory's wrong.
That's
but
not proving their
his-
theory wrong.
What I'm saying is, there's a place where they say the first civilization here was 5,000 BC, and then he finds a room with stone tools that are carbon dated to 12,000 BC. So they're like, the first people here was 5,000. He's like, this is 12,000 years old, made by a person.
All right.
So he's
yeah.
like, you're wrong, but he's also saying I'm right, and that's not right.
I think that's the
he's
problem.
He's not right.
They
because
can
of that.
definitively say for sure we know civilization began around this time.
It's like the absence of truth does not make something incorrect, or like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
Like,
He's like, yeah, but I
causation's not
found
close.
this over here, and they're like, okay, that's fine, but that doesn't prove there was a whole like. It
But
doesn't
there's-
prove what you're saying.
But you see, all right, and I'm not trying to be like this, but bro, there is. If I showed you a 5-minute clip, you would.
I think that's also the problem.
It would blow your dick out. Yeah, because
A
it's
5-minute
Netflix,
clip
and you
is gonna blow my dick off because I don't know what I'm talking about.
But if you watch it and then you get to that like organic, dude. Oh my god.
So what I took from the first episode is if they can excavate and they find that shit's wild.
The place
It
you're
could be
talking
true,
about
and
is the smallest.
Okay, because
It's-
I had a
oh
lot
my
of
God.
like I don't know maybe, and I think the problem was the guy who was doing the excavation was a geologist, and they don't have. It has to be an archaeologist who's doing the thing, and
Like an anthropologist,
and they're
or something that can be
interpreting.
related to
Yeah,
people.
they're interpreting the data the way they want to when it's not necessarily that way.
But like a lot of the things, a lot of the what do you call it? I'm taking a lot of liberties he's taking are pretty normal trains of thought, and you would agree if you
It's a
saw
normal.
them.
I
Like one of them's like there's a civilization in the middle of fucking nowhere, and he's like this was built by this civilization. We know that, but they're over there. They have their own fucking thing. They came here and they built this. We don't know why. It was never near water. It was never near anyone
That
else.
to me
it's
seems-
not well guarded. It's literally in the middle of fucking nowhere. The only thing that it's far away from is everything. It's like almost specifically far away from everything. And then you're like, this is the part I'm talking about. I'm trying to be vague. And then and then he's like, here's like the basement, and you're like, and then he's like, here's this, and then you're like, and then he's like, it's 80 meters deep, and you're like, all right, and then you're like, still, this could be an outlier, and then he's like, there's 40 of them
know what I. Yeah, know
in
what,
this area.
know what I was thinking too. What if he is right, and these things did pop up, but then they ultimately died off? Isn't that possible?
Yeah, no, it is possible, but that
The
means
one thing that I'm like, I don't know, is when he says they traveled the world and they spread their word. I'm like, come on. I
Well,
can believe maybe
the
there
the
were
phrasing, I completely agree. The
maybe there
phrasing
were
throws you off.
civilizations that did pop up, and then the Ice Age they did die. Maybe.
Okay, so you know the place you're talking about, that
Yeah.
original place. You know how there's like when they go under. I think it might be the second episode actually.
They don't ever go underground. They do like the radar sonar
And
thing.
then you could tell that there's pockets and
There's
stuff.
pockets,
underneath.
there's
okay,
pockets.
so
but they're saying it's chambers, and then if you look it up, they're like, it's not necessarily chambers.
so I forgot the specifics, but I know that he comes to the conclusion, and he's like, archaeologists have come to the conclusion that it was basically like a temple or something, but it was buried on purpose.
For that first one?
The first play, it's like Kapitagori,
Maybe we're thinking of
Kapchagori, whatever. It was like, all right, maybe not. It's not that one, but I think because that one is just the first one of many things
Okay.
that he keeps talking about, and he's like, this. It was buried on purpose, and did they talk about the pointing of like? Did they talk about?
No.
Man,
From
Bro,
what
you
I
gotta-
read
you gotta get
online,
into
the
it.
problem is he says a lot of and what ifs and maybes, and it's like
those what ifs and maybes, he answers the next episode. Like he does that a lot. He goes, "What if this is
Well, we're
the
gonna
only
see.
one?" And then he goes to the second one.
And I'm interested in seeing the Atlantis one because it seems like there's a lot of controversy around what he has to say in that one.
Bro, not really. I'll tell you right
Well,
now.
you don't.
I'll tell you no, but I'm saying if
I-
you hear it, it's not. And I'm not saying that it's. What if
Also, apparently, like a lot of white supremacists have to deal with him.
they're always everywhere.
I
There's always
know,
a
dude.
corner of white supremacists everywhere. All right. What is Atlantis?
I know a civilization in the water. I don't know where.
What if
came
it wasn't always underwater?
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming he's gonna say. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we don't even know what is Atlantis.
There's the thing I'm telling you about.
I always thought Atlantis was just made up.
I thought Atlantis was like like it was like El Dorado.
Yeah, it's like in Georgia
It's one
or
of the
somewhere.
Disney movies. It was like one of the there's like a city of gold or like an underwater civilization. Blah blah.
Childish Gambino made a show about it.
Which one?
He has a show Atlantis on FX.
Pretty good. Dude. Can you
Atlantis
imagine,
Hawks.
bro? Can you imagine if it was
He's
just
in
like,
Atlanta, Georgia.
but he's in Atlanta, Georgia, but in the show, but they're
Yeah, we're
they're
like, wait,
under-
what?
And he's like, "Damn, Promethei, we gotta get these. We gotta get the cavalry out before it's like this like ancient magical like Atlanta, Georgia."
And everyone's like, I don't know.
But they have southern accents.
But yeah, we got. So I think we're having.
Well,
some,
basically, when you said like they walked the, it's hard to believe that they walked the earth, whatever. When you go back to where the land was, it's like surprising, like.
But that stream to have that the wherewithal and that like stream of consciousness to not be worried about like just worried about like our meals and stuff and be like, no, we have to spread this to the world.
Oh no, that's way after. When I'm like, all right, you know how you say hunter gatherers that they move around, they're nomadic.
I didn't
Imagine
say
if they had. They are.
I didn't say that.
Imagine if
dude.
they had double the land, right? Imagine if they had triple.
They can
the
still
land.
only go so far.
Bro. Just look up like where the water level was then and now. It'd be wild.
We
Like,
gotta wrap up though because I think Rich and Harmony are gonna be here soon, and I
we
feel
do wanna
like
clean up.
I feel like we're probably having technical difficulties. But
Yeah, this is a
I
good
do
combo,
I
though.
do like this first one. I'm skeptical. I'm like I don't know. You're. It seems
Me too. It's the intro. The first episode is most like ancient aliens.
It's like now
that'll
that's
ever
an
be.
interesting theory.
It's like an ancient aliens episode, but that's the most ancient aliens the whole thing will be.
But yeah, okay, all right. Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
And that's it.
So far.
And until next time,
Clam Cave!